Hey everyone, so today we're going to head to Manchester. It's about the same sort of temperature as when I did episode 11, I think it was, the Better Motorway Range test. We're going to do something sort of similar. We're going to travel from Middlesbrough to Birch Services, and I'm going to obviously head past there into Manchester for the weekend, and I'll be back. But it should let us see, if I drive at 60 miles an hour down to there, it'll help us see what the difference is compared to when we did it at 70. I guess it was sort of March time. So yeah, let's see how we get on. What I'll do at the end is I'll do a comparison between the kind of range we got going at 70 versus the range we get today at 60. Right, so before we get started, I'll flip the camera around and we'll take a look at where we're starting. So 9 degrees outside, which is about the same sort of temperature as it was. I can't remember if it was March or April. It's somewhere around there, I think. We've got 100% in the battery. We've got 152 miles on the GOM. And what I'll do is we'll get a trip counter going and we'll reset that. And we'll reset that one. And we'll also do the same with the drive computers as well. Okay, so we're going to do this in 3 legs. We're going to go from here to, I guess, Birch Services, from Birch into Manchester, and then on Monday we'll be going from Manchester to Birch, and then we'll go from Birch back to here. The reason I'll do it that way is because it sort of closely matches what we did in March. I want to try and get as close a comparison as we can. Obviously, I don't need to do the journey in that way, but I'm just trying to, give us a good comparison between what we did then and what we did now at 60. Right, so it's 11:41 a.m. now, so let's get going. We've arrived at Birch Services with a much better state than we did last time. We've got 20% in the battery. We travelled 104.5 miles, which was a slightly shorter journey than last time, just because of the way it took us. But we've got 36 miles left on the GOM. And if you have a look at the battery temperature, we're not even halfway. That is an enormous difference, especially considering those centre 3 notches are much further spaced apart than the ones on the outskirts. So yeah, driving at 60 has left us in a much better state. Right, so I'm going to plug in, use the facilities, and then we'll get going on our way to Manchester. While we're charging, it just occurs to me I forgot to take a snapshot of this screen, which shows that we drove 4.0 miles per kilowatt hour, average of 50 miles, 104.5 miles. It took us 2 hours and 4 minutes. Yeah, I can't remember how that compares to last time, but what I'll do when I'm editing it, I'll have a look and I'll do hopefully a side-by-side comparison so we can see how the two speeds stack up. One thing I am going to do is from here to Manchester, I'm just going to drive at 70. and on the way back on Monday, I'm going to drive at 70 to here, and then from here back home I'll do 60, just because that part of the journey wasn't part of what I'm measuring this time. So the idea is we'll get a rapid here at Birch Services, we'll top back up to as close to 100% as we can, and then we'll get going for the return leg, and we'll see just where we are. Right, so it's Monday afternoon, we're at Birch Services, and we have just completed a rapid charge and gotten the battery up to 92%. We've got 150 miles on the GOM, and I'm just going to reset the drive computer while we're here. Right, I'm just going to grab the camera and I'll let you have a look at what's on the screen here. Right, so I apologise for the glare in the shot. The sun is at quite an awkward angle, but we are pretty much at a halfway point of the battery. We have 92% in the battery, and it reckons we've got about 150 miles of range on the gasometer there. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get going. We're going to drive at 60 back to Middlesbrough, and we will have a look at where we stand when we arrive. Encountered a pretty strong headwind along the M62 and up the M1, which meant efficiency was impacted quite a lot. Despite travelling at 60 miles most of the way back, we've arrived with 3 flashing lines on the gasometer and 4% in the battery, along with the very low battery warning. If we go across and have a look at the battery temperature, we're just 1 notch above the set point, which is to be honest, quite impressive, considering I think we left a rapid charger at the center notch of the temperature gauge. So it's definitely helped to keep the temperature down. Given the really strong headwind we encountered, and it was really blustery, and it's been raining as well. If we'd have been traveling at 70, we might not have made it back. We might have had to find a charger on the way. But as it stands, we did manage to arrive. So yeah, it goes to show that obviously weather has an impact on things as well. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the video from this time and from, I think it was episode 11 where I did the better motorway range test, and I'll see how it all compares, and then I'll come back and I'll have a bit of a chat to you. Okay, so I've collected all of the information from episode 11 and from this episode, and I've put it all into a spreadsheet which will magically appear up here somewhere right about now. There are a few pieces of data missing which I'd really hoped to have captured either last time or this time. I need to start writing a checklist so that I don't miss these in future. But nonetheless, I think we've got some useful data here. I think the most useful point we've got here, I think, is the miles per kilowatt hour average difference that we're seeing between driving at 60 compared to driving at 70. Obviously at 70 on the way down to Birch, we got 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour average. And on the 60 miles per hour journey, we managed to get 4.0 miles per kilowatt hour. So we definitely are getting better efficiency. Obviously the test wasn't perfect. We had different weather conditions on the way back. This time it was much heavier rain. The route wasn't identical. Last time we left home doing a rapid charge. This time we left home with a full battery and didn't need to do a rapid charge. So the tests weren't identical, but I hope we have got, you know, some more data. But obviously I missed a few points in the spreadsheet, and we haven't been able to answer all of those questions. So I'll have to come back to some of those in future videos. But nonetheless, I think it's been a useful experiment, because it is definitely clear that driving at 60 does get you much better performance. So what I'd like to do if I did something like this again would be to maybe do it with leaf spy attached. I really should start doing these videos with leaf spy. I don't know why I haven't been doing them with leaf spy. I suppose this time, because I was trying to compare it to episode 11 where I didn't use leaf spy, it didn't matter so much, but it would be good to maybe get some stats on that. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up here, but I think it's clear that there's a few things that I would still like to learn. You know, some gaps in that spreadsheet that I'd still like to fill in. I'm sure you still got some questions as well. Any feedback, please leave me some comments below. I'm always listening and always reading your comments. If you did like this video, please remember to leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, there's another button somewhere that works as well. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified of future videos, hit the bell icon and you'll get notifications whenever I post a new video. Right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.